I am so connected to these characters but have not been in their minds once. How crazy is that? I want to know why they're so good together, because honestly, I'm missing that. I need you all to read this book immediately. This book was everything and more. This book was insane. The action, I'm here for the fantasy and like the rich culture of the world. I want to be here for the romance as well. Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you guys are new. I just thought I'd take you along for a reading week. We're going to be trying to read as many books as I can, and I feel like this will be a little bit more of a realistic, like how many books I can actually read in a week, because I have a lot going on this week. We're very busy. For a little bit of context, I am a full-time uni student. I am studying communications. I have some essays to write this week. I've got a few assignments that I need to submit by Monday, next Monday. It is currently Sunday when we're starting this. And then I am also studying to become a Pilates instructor. So I have my intensive this week, which means basically from 9 till 4, 5 every day, I'm going to be out of the house doing that intensive, learning all about the Pilates world. And then in the afternoon, I'll be able to read and do all my bookish things. Of course, on top of that, I'll have to be like editing, doing a few brand deals. So yeah, I just thought I'd take you along for this week. So I thought it'd be interesting to see how much I actually get read, and it might inspire you. If you've got a busy day, take some time at the end of the day and read a book, have some time for yourself. So let's just see how many books I can actually read in this week. I think it'll be really fun. Hopefully I'll get through about 3, maybe starting an audiobook as well. We'll see how we go. But the first book I'm going to be reading this week, I've actually gotten halfway through. This is a gorgeous fairy loot edition. This is The River She Became by Emily Varga. It is on my TBR for the month, and it is literally one of the most stunning books I have ever received ever. This isn't sponsored by any means, but I do have a fairy loot code. I'll leave in the description in case you wanted to treat yourself. I'm not sponsored at all. I just love their books. But we're going to be continuing this book today. So it is a fantasy. I think it's a YA fantasy. I'll get more into it later, but I am loving it so far. It is a very, very unique world we are set in. We are basically following Yasmina, who is a scholar, and she has magical abilities. She lives on the human side of this world, and it is very rare for a human to have magical abilities. So she kind of keeps them hidden, but she does use her magic to help her find hidden things within this world. So like she finds manuscripts and she finds artifacts and stuff, and she starts to dig a little bit deeper into this world's history. It's really fun so far. I'm having a really great time, and it is just so unique to anything I've read before. So we're going to be continuing this first off, and then we'll see where the week takes us. It is currently Tuesday night. Yesterday, I did have dinner plans with a friend, and obviously I just didn't really have time to read after that because I got home at about 6ish just before. I did a little bit of meal prepping, and then I went out for dinner so that I didn't have to meal prep in the morning. And then we had podcast filming this morning, nice and early, and then Pilates training all day. So I've just gotten home. This sounds crazy. I've done a little bit of uni work. I'm so ready to read. It's not even funny. We're going to be hopefully finishing. I want to finish this tonight. The River She Became. Last night I read about 80 pages, I want to say. I did get more than I thought I would done, which I'm very, very happy about. But I am having such a great time with this book. I am loving every single second in this world. I've taken the dust jacket off because I didn't want to ruin it, but even like the naked hardback is gorgeous. If you love Ember in the Ashes or the David Bat trilogy, you will be obsessed with this. It is this very similar vibe in like very rich in culture. Basically, we are following our protagonist, Yasmina, and she is a human girl with magical powers, and she uses these magical powers to basically help her find magical artifacts. She is a bit of a scholar girl. She is obsessed with history, and there is so much in her world that is hidden to her. I think it's like repressed by the kind of higher up people, like the ruling family. A lot of that history I think is suppressed from her and just taken away from her because of the rulers. She's a very like good girl in the sense that she doesn't want to outwardly like revolt against these rulers, but she has her own ways of rebelling, and that's by finding these magical artifacts or these magical things, these magical objects. And also she'll do little things that like in this world you're not allowed to bury the dead, and she will help bury the dead. Kind of nice to have a main protagonist that doesn't use her magic in like obvious just like brutal ways. Like she kind of finds ways that helps her use her magic. Like, I don't know. It's very interesting. We are also following, now what is his name? I keep forgetting his name. Kyan. He is basically a prince undercover, I believe, and he is trying to get the Frey world back to its rightful state. From what I can gather, it is currently ruled by a very like strong force. Basically, there is a river that divides these two worlds, that divides Yasmina and that divides Kyan, or in other words, divides the Frey and the humans. Yasmina is a very unique human because she actually has magical powers. Anyway, things start to pick up, and I feel like I'm just learning a lot more about the history and the culture and the richness behind this magic system. It is such a well well developed magic system, and I love when I read that. It makes me so happy. So I'm hoping to just get through this tonight and see how much we can read. It's definitely starting to get higher stakes. I feel like we're going to have some paths crossing soon. I feel like there's nothing I can complain about it so far. It is very much just like a YA fantasy. We haven't really gotten a very strong line of romance. We've gotten hints towards a possible romance, but I don't think it's going to be like the forefront and the focus, which I like. I just haven't been in a fantasy world for such a long time, so I'm so excited to just get back. Like, I've just been loving it. I've been loving it. And so every moment I've had, I have been reading it. However, this one's kind of harder to take with you anywhere because it's such a gorgeous book that I don't want to ruin it by taking it in my bag with like my waters and my highlighters and everything. Like, I don't want to do that. So I'm hoping I can finish it tonight, and that way I can bring a different book and start a different book and be bringing that to class every day and stuff like that. So let's get cozy. I forgot to say I am at page 195, so almost 200, chapter 28. I am getting so close to finishing The River She Became. I put the dust jacket back on, but I'm really scared now. I've literally just been binging this all night. I haven't moved from this position and I'm so happy about it. It's also not an overly long book. Like, it's a pretty easy book to get through. The writing is so immersive as well. I am so instantly in this world. It has definitely progressed a lot. I have questions now. I don't know where we're going to go from here. Some things that have happened, like I feel like there's a lot of plot points that have happened since I talked, and some of them I'm really liking. I just feel like I'm not connecting to the romance as much as I hoped I would be. This has been a struggle of mine recently. I feel like a lot of romances to me, they're just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. And I just kind of feel like, yeah, they're there, but I'm here for the plot. And like, look, I'm very glad I'm here for the plot. Obviously, that's like the main thing that's going on. I'm here for the action. I'm here for the fantasy and like the rich culture of the world. But I want to be here for the romance as well, you know? And I thought I was going to be for this. Somewhere along the line, we just pressed fast forward in emotions and those emotions developing and everything. And I'm trying to play catch up now, because I'm like, when did we get to this point of obsession with each other? Not obsession, that's not the right word. Of just like so intense love. I'm like, I just didn't see that. I didn't see the stepping stones towards it. And I'm someone who loves a slow burn, okay? Give me a 3-book slow burn. I'm here for it. I love it. Everything else though, I have really enjoyed. The actual plot itself, like the action and where it has gone, is so much fun because of all like the ancient relics that hold these magical powers, and there's just a lot of history tied to them and everything. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but I love that component of the magic system. I'm going to sit down and finish it out, and then I can give you my full thoughts. We finished The River She Became by Emily Varga. This was really good. The ending, part of me loves, like, I really liked how unique it was, but then there was also a little few like cliches, but I don't know. It's so hard to do a very, like, completely unique fantasy anymore. Like, is that even possible? I don't know. In terms of the history and richness of this world though, it was incredible. I literally cannot recommend enough. If you love Ember and the Ashes, I am screaming at you to read this. I think you will love it. I loved our main protagonists. I loved them as characters. I'm not sure if I love them no, I do love them together. It's just the slow burn thing. But I actually really love them. Also, I feel like for me as a visual person, the fairy loot, like being able to have art, for example, of our characters really enhances my imagination. Like, I am such a visual person. So having art of our characters and like even this stunning cover really just makes the images in my head so vivid. And that makes me really, really happy, because sometimes I have trouble picturing characters' faces. Like, I'll be picturing everything but their faces, if that makes sense. It's kind of nice to be able to have a better idea of what they look like. I really liked our main protagonist, Yasmina. I think she was really good balance of, in a bad situation, she's going to stand up for herself, but also in day-to-day life, she's not going to be the one like stepping foot entering, like, you know, giving herself to the Hunger Games or anything. She's not going to be volunteering as tribute. I mean, maybe if her sister, I don't know. But the point is, she's definitely on the softer side. She is an academic girl. Really liked her character. Honestly, we had some really interesting characters in this as well. I probably would have loved a little bit of a broader scope on my characters. I think this is definitely like a 4.25 though. This was beautifully written. Definitely leaves on a a bit of a cliffhanger. It's really hard to keep up with all these cliffhangers. I don't think I'm going to be starting anything tonight, but I will start another book tomorrow and we'll just see. I feel like I'm thinking maybe Main Characters by Bobby Palmer, maybe another fantasy. I'm not sure. I'm kind of leaning towards like a contemporary fiction or a romance or something like that though. No, I'm in the exact same outfit that I was in the last clip. I think in the last clip. It is actually Thursday now and I am just starting to read for the night. I ended up starting Main Characters by Bobby Palmer. Probably saw in the clips. I am so excited about this one. This is the one I bought in England and in Paris. I've been waiting to read this for such a long time. I feel like I've talked about it so much recently, but in case you don't know what it is about, we are basically following a love story, but from the perspectives of everyone but the main characters. So we might have somebody on the subway that they're sitting next to, or their waitress at a cafe, or his best friend or her best friend or her sister. Basically little tiny insights into their love story and their relationship and their dynamic over years as they meet and as they progress. It's so interesting and it's such a fun concept. It makes it so much more interesting. I feel like so far it's a very, not like I don't want to say a boring, I just lost my spot. I remember, I don't have my bookmark with me. I don't want to say it's a very like boring love story by any means. Just like, I don't know if on its own, to be honest, I feel really weirdly connected to these characters and I'll get into that in a second. But on its own, I'm not sure if it would be as interesting, but because we have all these different perspectives, I'm finding it so much more engaging. First of all, there is something about Bobby Palmer's writing that is so fascinatingly intriguing. I am so connected to these characters, but have not been in their minds once. How crazy is that? I don't even know what they think of each other. You can guess from like their expressions that other people see. I don't even know how they feel about each other at the end of the day because I haven't been inside their head like I am for a lot of characters. The definition of soulmates in the sense that soulmates exist, but like, yes, you have to put work into your relationship. And it's almost like this situation of fate, like the way that they meet. It's very poetic and it's very artsy, but then like life gets in their way and then they bump into each other again. Like also this is set in London, and now that I've been to London, it's really fun to picture all the places. I don't have that happen very often. There's not often a time where I can read a book and be like, oh, I know the exact area that they're talking about because I haven't been to any of those places. So, and I feel like I don't read a lot of books set in Australia. So it's really fun to be able to picture the places that they're talking about. By the way, I don't think I said, but our main characters are Clara and Seb. They are both very different kind of people as well, which I'm finding really fascinating. Seb is very like reserved and quiet, except he also wants to be an actor at the same time. He's kind of like this mysterious guy, but clearly there's a lot to him. And then Clara is like this very driven, career-focused woman that is kind of the polar opposites, but like they mesh so well together. There's something so lyrical about it, but also it's so easy to read. Like, oh, I'm obsessed with it. Like, I feel like this is going to be, if it continues on this path, this is definitely going to be a new favorite romance book. And I didn't think I was going to be finding that anytime soon, so I'm very excited. It is Friday now, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on Main Characters because we have made quite a dent. I am at page, I was reading just then, so I'm going to be in the middle of a chapter, but 244. So making quite a dent. I'll either finish it today or tomorrow morning, I think. Very excited about that. I will say my feelings have changed a little bit. I was originally super into this and loving it. Like you guys saw my reactions. I was just obsessed with it. I don't know how I'm feeling now. We skipped over the good parts. We skipped over how they got into the relationship, the happy honeymoon phase of the relationship, which I feel like obviously that's not going to last forever, but I just feel like we skipped over it within a chapter or two. And I really wanted to see why they were together, what makes them so good for each other. Like everyone in their life is saying, oh, they're like joined at the hip. They're so great together. And like, I don't know why this is happening between them. I want to know why they're so good together because honestly, I'm missing that. I feel like we just jumped over it and I saw what initially attracted them to each other and why they decided they had this attraction and like connection. But I wanted to know how that deepens and how they work together as a couple and how they help each other in their lives and just things like that. I want to know how they mesh together, and we just haven't gotten that. A lot of time jumps, like this is taking place over a long period of time, which again makes sense for the concept because you're getting different perspectives. Like it's not going to be on like this synchronized timeline. I don't know, maybe that's my fault going into it thinking it was going to be more of a love story and like their love story, and yes, conflict can be involved in that, but it's just for the past, I'd say like 100 pages, like kind of after a page 130 20 or whatever. I don't know, around about that. After 100-ish pages in, pretty much instantly into conflict, and we haven't really gotten out of that. And you guys know me. There's a lot of things I don't like about conflict when it's unrealistic, if it's just miscommunication, if they just need to sit down and talk to each other. I'm not trying to give anything away because there are so many things that are impacting this situation, but it's just kind of starting to get on my nerves. I still love the writing. I love the concept. I did shed a tear, guys. I finally cried in a book. It wasn't a big bawling cry at all. It was just like a few little tears, but if you've read it, you probably, and if you know me, you probably know what part. I don't want to say though, because that would be a spoiler. But I do love the concept. I really want to love this book with all my heart. It's just starting to really irritate me. And I'm like, I don't know. Originally I really felt the connection between these two, but I needed to see it grow more before I was like, yes, you need to be together. Now I'm kind of like, guys, go your separate ways. Like, seriously. Also just them as people. Seb, I'm like, I need you to talk. Clara, I'm like, girl, take a step back. You're not the only one in your life. Like, there's things going on around you. I just kind of feel like giving these characters a talking to, I feel like screaming at them through the book to tell them what to do. It's giving that, which sometimes that's a really good thing. And I feel like it does show how invested in the book I am, because if I wasn't invested, I just really wouldn't be caring about their decisions. I'd be like, whatever, you do you. But I'm invested enough to care about them and to tell them what to do. So I think that's a good thing. But yeah, just overall, I don't know. I'm still enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying it, but it's just my feelings are changing quite quickly and quite rapidly, and that really makes me sad. Also just makes you think about like how much people know about your life. I feel like it prompts some interesting thoughts, good and bad, I guess. I do love Bobby Palmer's writing though. I think it's a really genius concept, and his writing is so lyrical and easy to read. Probably not going to be a 5-star read like I was hoping it would be, but I do think it's still going to be a pretty high rating just because of the entire concept and execution of it. Mace. There's a character called Maisie. Yeah, in this book. It's true. As you can see, I just finished Main Characters by Bobby Palmer. It's Sunday morning, by the way. I enjoyed it. I actually don't know what to rate it because I really, really enjoyed the first 100 pages of this book, and I really, really love the concept of it. I think it's so fun. But overall, I genuinely don't know what to think of it because it felt very, I don't know, I just wanted more good parts. I wanted more reason for these characters to be together. I felt like I was just getting really annoyed at them. I am one that doesn't like miscommunication and conflict and everything like that to stretch over a long period of time. And I definitely think it did in this book. It definitely pushed the limits, in my opinion. I just kind of wished the first, I want to say half of the book at least, was more about how these characters found each other and why they're suited for each other so well and how their lives started to pan out after they knew each other and everything like that. I wanted to know more of that. I don't know what I want to rate this fully. I'm thinking 3.7. I feel like a 4. I did really enjoy it. It was a really, really easy read and I loved the concept of it. I also am obsessed with this cover. I think it's so gorgeous. I feel like I definitely connected to Seb more than Clara, which was quite interesting. There were times he annoyed me, don't get me wrong, he definitely annoyed me at times, but I felt like I connected to him a little bit more because he just made a little bit more sense. But then again, there were definitely parts where I was like, you were both in the wrong. You both just need to sit down and think about your actions right now. I felt like the mum, made me want to yell at them. But again, I think I said this earlier, it shows what great writing it is for me to get so annoyed at these characters. I could easily just not care about them and DNF it, but I was caring enough to continue reading it. So yeah, mixed feelings on this one, but I think I'd recommend it. You might absolutely love it as well. If you're one that likes really real, raw and flawed characters, I think you'd really, really enjoy this one. So definitely up there. The next one I am going to pick up. I think I'm actually going to do a Kindle read. So I have my Kindle here. I'm thinking I might do Best Offer. What is it called? Best Offer Wins, I think. This is a book that both Jamie and Lottie have been begging me to read for such a long time. I think it's basically about a woman who is trying to buy a house, break into the house market, and it's very hard at the moment to do that. They're always just out of budget or something like that. They just can't secure a house in her and her husband. She hears about a house that's going on the market early, I think, and she starts to just go to all these extreme lengths to try and get this house. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's a really fun concept. So I think we're going to dive into that one next because it's a bit of change of pace. I think it'll just be fun, and it's just one I've been meaning to read for a long time. I'd also love to finish another book this week. I know it's Sunday. We might bring this to Monday, but I feel like that one's a really quick one. Guys, I swear I do wear other clothes. It's just, you know when you get a jumper and then it becomes your like emotional attachment jumper? That's what this one is. It's my Irish jumper and it's real wool and it's like the warmest thing in the entire world. So I've just been wearing it all week because it's been freezing. I'm kidding, it's not that cold, but for me it's cold. I'm a wimp in the cold. But it is now Sunday night. So we are nearing the end of the week. However, I do think I will go to Monday because I want to see if I can finish this book tomorrow and I'm not sure that I will finish it tonight. So as I said, I started Best Offer Wins and I am loving it. I knew I was going to be addicted to it because I've just heard incredible things about how like addictive it is. I feel like after The Good Place, it was like exactly what I needed. I just wanted something fun. I haven't read a book like this in a long time. It's not really a thriller. It's like a bit of I don't know what genre you would classify this in. Maybe it will turn a bit thrillery, but like at the beginning, and I'm not sure I will like stay this way the entire time, but we're 40% through, by the way. That's why I'm not sure I'll finish it tonight, but I do think I'm going to read quite a bit more because I'm really addicted to it. But I'm almost kind of rooting for Margot, which is our main protagonist. Yeah, she's a little bit insane, but I'm also just kind of like, I get that you want a house. And like probably don't manipulate these people into trying to give you their house. I kind of get where she's coming from. She's definitely taking it too far and like I'm so intrigued to see where we're going to go from here. But I'm also just like, girl, I kind of understand you. Like it's a tough market. This is also set in present age. Like we've had mentions of TikTok and stuff, and usually that irks me. Like that really, really annoys me. For some reason, it's not annoying me that much. I'm not exactly sure why. I feel like it just feels very realistic. It feels like it's just contemporary fiction and it doesn't annoy me as much then. I feel like it annoys me in settings when it's like a romance for some reason, or you're in a, God forbid, a fantasy book, fae book, don't even, But like when you're in a romance, it kind of breaks the like nice romantic feel. I don't know. When it's just this, it's like almost a thriller type thing. It feels more realistic, and I feel like it definitely in this setting, this is a very modern day problem. And like the prices they're talking about, very modern day. So having like these references to social media apps and things like that does kind of, I don't know, makes it flow a little bit better for me. But yeah, it's kind of really funny. I'm having a really good time. It's so addictive. The writing is so addictive. This is giving me Freedom McFadden addictive level. That's the level we're at. And the only other person that's managed to get to that level is Alice Feeney. I cannot stop reading it. It's just so entertaining. And I'm just like, where are you going to go? How far are you going to go to try and get this house? I don't know. I think it's the funniest premise ever, but also the most realistic, kind of at this point at least. But yeah, kind of part of me is rooting for Margot. I also know she's a little bit insane. I'm going to keep reading this tonight and I will update you on Monday to see how far I end up getting into it. But like as of now, I am really, really enjoying it. Okay, it's Monday night and I just finished Best Offer Wins today and I wanted to give you my thoughts because oh my gosh, guys, this book, I need you all to read this book immediately. This book was everything and more. This book was insane. I don't know how we got from point A to point B in this book, but the slow descent into insanity was done so masterfully. That is the only way I can describe it. I felt like, to be honest, I was kind of rooting for Margot for a little bit. I was like, you know what, girl, get that house. I get it. By the end, you were just left so gobsmacked. I genuinely could never have expected it to go that far. And if you like Freedom McFadden, if you like Alice Feeney, if you just like an addictive read, you will like this. I feel like I'm so animated right now, but that is truly just like all my thoughts coming out on this book because I have never read a book like that ever. It's the most specific kind of genre you can think of. Nothing really makes sense until it does. And my camera is about to die, guys. This is terrible timing. I genuinely couldn't have thought of a better book to finish this vlog on because that was insane. That is such a high rating from me. I don't even want to say too much about it, other than the fact that I was obsessed with it and cannot recommend this book enough because I feel like the more you go into this blind, the better it is. Also, there were so many factors that just started adding up throughout this book where I was like, this just makes the plot so much thicker and juicier. And I genuinely I don't know how to go on from this. I don't know where this is going to go and I don't know who I'm rooting for. I don't know what characters I like. If I like any characters, the plot just got thicker and thicker and thicker. I cannot even explain. Just basically what I'm trying to say is go read this book immediately. I know this is such a brief way of me saying it, but I just cannot recommend it enough. And I think it was the most entertaining book I've read in such a long time. So what a way to finish this vlog, hey? I feel like that's a really good way to end it. I know it's been more than a week, but I just wanted to pop on and give you my final thoughts because I couldn't leave you on a cliffhanger because that was so good. I think we're going to end this vlog here. So thank you for coming along with me for the week. That is what we realistically get read in a week over here in this household. Some weeks is better than others. I feel like this week was a little bit slower, but I'm so glad we got through at least 3 books. That's really good. That's better than I thought we were going to do. So yeah, thank you for watching though this video. If you've stayed till the end, let me know some recent reads you've loved. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. Like, thank you for being here. I cannot express enough how grateful I am for all of you. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video.